What's going on? Welcome to STB Astronomy, and today I will show you how to power on and use a Stargate 400mm telescope. If you're looking for a great visual observation telescope and you have the funding but you don't have much experience, this is probably one of the best Dobsonian big aperture telescopes you can go for. Not only is this Stargate telescope very easy to transport with a large enough car, but it comes completely assembled and ready to build. This makes it an absolutely go-to telescope for every beginner who does not have the experience but has the thrill of astronomy. Before we get started, let me show you everything about the telescope. First, we have the secondary mirror. The secondary mirror takes the light from the primary mirror and reflects it into the eyepiece for your eyes to see. Here you have the four colimating screws. This is to collimate your secondary mirror so it is perfectly aligned with your primary mirror. To collimate it, you need to release the middle screw by just a little bit, and then you are able to turn the three setting screws at the side to pull it into position. Here is the primary mirror. Here are the three collimating screws for it. With it come the three setting screws. To collimate your mirror, you first need to put this laser inside of the eyepiece, turn it on, and then you will see a light on your primary mirror. If that little laser light is not in the center of your primary mirror in its target, you need to collimate it. Collimating it is very simple. All you need to do is release these setting screws and then twist either this way or the other way to adjust the angle of your mirror until the little laser pointer is inside of the middle target. However, I do not recommend collimating the primary mirror first. You should always collimate the secondary mirror, as most of the time it is the secondary mirror which is off center. Enough of theory, now let's actually go and power it up. With your telescope there should be two cables, an AC encoder and an AC motor cable. The AC motor cable is the one with the most pins. Take it, and what you're supposed to do is put it inside of the AZ motor one. Once it is inside, you take the other piece and you must plug it into here, into AZ motor again. Do not make the mistake of plugging it into AC encoder. Even though it is an AC motor cable, it will not go in and it will not work, and you risk damaging your engine. Then take the AC encoder cable, it's with 4 pins, and just like with the AC motor cable, plug it in, make sure it is very tightly connected, makes a click sound, and plug it in here. Now take your power cable, make sure it is the cable to the telescope, else you can damage your engines. Take it and plug it into the power. Before you turn it on, this is very, very important. You need to do two things. Firstly, make sure your telescope is pointed to true north. You can use your phone. I usually put my phone right here, put out the compass and change it to true north. Second thing that is very important, which I have learned the bad way, is make sure you release this by turning it, and then you tilt your telescope all the way down, and then you retighten it. Make sure that the telescope is like this, else as soon as you power it on and actually go to align it, it may fall back from the back. It may fall down, as it happened to me. Luckily it did not break, but I had to learn it the hard way. Please do not make this mistake or you could be in loss of $6,000. To change the lateral movement of the telescope to point it to true north before you power it on, this is what you must do. You go onto this little wheel and you release it. Then you can turn your telescope and make sure it's pointing to true north. Then you must retighten the wheel, else it will not be able to move and it will deorientate your telescope and you will need to restart everything. Once it is pointed to true north, you're ready. The only thing missing now is to actually power up the telescope. So let's do it. Here you have a very hard to miss power button. All you need to do is just plug it in and it should turn on. At night, you will not see it here, although you can maybe see it. It will turn on and off in a very red fashion. That is the easiest way to see if your power is actually connected. Once you powered on the telescope, the first thing you must do is go to settings and go to Wi-Fi. Now this only works with a Wi-Fi stargate telescope, if your stargate telescope has a built-in Wi-Fi router. If it doesn't, you can either use the Syncan remote or buy a Wi-Fi adapter so you can use your telescope with your phone, which is much simpler for amateurs. And mostly it's going to be something like this. It doesn't have a password, although if it does have a password, the password is likely 1234567 Next, go to your Syncan app. I use Syncan Pro because it has much more features and it is much simpler to use. Once you're in the Syncan Pro, you need to click connect at the top, and it will connect automatically if you're connected to the Wi-Fi. Next, I recommend clicking alignment, and then you can choose which alignment. 3-star alignment is always the best and most accurate. However, if you're a beginner, I would recommend first doing the 1-star alignment, and then you can do either the north level alignments or 3-star alignments, as your telescope will already have a sense of alignment. The first alignment is always the hardest, so I recommend doing the 1st-star alignment and then doing the 3-star alignment so your telescope already has a sense of orientation. Because it is currently day, I cannot accurately align it. However, I will still hypothetically do it to show you. What you need to do is click on 1st-star alignment and then select what planet or star you would like to point to align it. I recommend doing either the moon, Saturn, or Vega, which is a very bright star. You will want to pick the brightest star possible. However, I do not recommend the sun, as the sun is very, very dangerous to look through without the proper filters. For us, let's point it at Jupiter. Even though Jupiter currently is during the day, I will not be able to see it. I will just do it to show you how to do it. So you click Jupiter and then begin alignment. Your telescope should start moving. Now, because I and maybe who you are watching are a beginner, you should always watch these things that it does not go too far back, as that is what happened to me. But since you started the telescope from very low on the ground, it will not do it. So your telescope should be turning towards your aligned, your chosen star or planet. Now comes the critical part of this. What you must do is go back to the app and modify it so that the planet goes in the center of your eyepiece. This is a must do. Although most of the time your telescope will already have done most of the part, you will only have to move it a little bit. But make sure that the star is at the right center of your eyepiece, else it will distort everything else that you're wanting to look. While clicking alignment, your telescope should be moving. All you have to do is stay in the app, so it will keep doing the final corrections. Once the telescope has finished aligning itself, you will have this screen here. Now, with this screen, what you can do is you can click the arrows to turn your telescope. The top right and left arrows here change your speed. 9 will move the telescope drastically, 1 will barely move it. I recommend about the middle because you should only correct it slightly. Now, once you look into your eyepiece, you will either see Jupiter or you will not, or your star, your chosen star. What you need to do now is I recommend firstly going left by clicking left, and then going right by clicking right until you find the star. To find the star easier, I recommend completely removing the focus, completely going out of focus to properly spot the brightest star. The brightest star that you spot is usually your designated planet or star that you have chosen. Once you have aligned your telescope, your eyepiece, that the planet or star is in the middle of your eyepiece, click the confirm star button in the middle. Once you have confirmed it, you would have confirmed your alignment and you're ready to stargaze. However, I recommend now doing the 3-star alignment, as it will be much easier and you will thank yourself much more later on, as 1-star alignment can still put your nebula, especially if you're watching a nebula or galaxy, off center, and you will always have to manually center it. So I recommend doing the 1st-star alignment and then the 3-star alignment. Once you have done all the 3-star alignment plus the 1st-star alignment if you wish, although you don't have to, it's just for beginners, which I recommend, you're ready to go stargazing. Now, all you have to do is just choose your planet, star, or deep sky object inside of the app and it will turn to it automatically. Thank you very much for watching, and soon I will put out a video on how to collimate your telescope, so stay tuned for that. Also, I will soon put out a video on the full guide of the Syncan Pro app. Make sure you don't miss it if you want to know exactly how it works. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good day.